The following podcast is a Lady K Enterprises production.
Lady K.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that is designed for all women to become better versions of themselves, which is broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Various subjects will be speaked upon, such as relationships, personal development, health and wellness, wealth building, children, and so much more. She is a two-time Amazon best-selling author, an international speaker, and life coach. She is Kalima, aka Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K.
Hello, ladies, and thank you for tuning in into this episode of Lesson Learned. And tonight, ladies, I want to talk about the relationship standpoints. I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, once a relationship is over. And I understand sometimes we all do not have good experience, and it's okay, but that is part of a lesson learned in life. It actually teaches us the things that we want for ourselves, the things that we're going to accept, the things we're not going to accept, the things that we can tolerate, and things that we can't tolerate. And that actually helps you to get to learn and know yourself a little bit more, because sometimes we think we know what we want, and then we actually come to terms with certain things and reality faces us, and that's not always the case. So I want to say, if you can just think about some of the relationships you may have been in, if you can even just pick a partner or two, and for each one, right, and just evaluate the good that they showed you, and then the things that hurt the most, and the things that you hated the most. And the reason why I'm asking for you to reflect on these things, because like I said before, it's kind of going to teach you and help you and mold and shape you to what you want in the moving forward in the future. So for the guy who treated you like a princess, right? Let's just think about this guy. If you ever had a man in your life and he treated you like a princess from head to toe, but you kind of felt he was a little soft and he didn't have a backbone, you appreciate his kindness, but you didn't appreciate the part that, he let you walk all over him. And guess what, everybody? We all do it. And sometimes it's not intentional, but if a person doesn't set boundaries, you're going to do what you want to do. And that tends to happen at times. And this is why boundaries is needed. So you have to reflect on the moment. Like I said, if that man treated you greatly and, you just require for him just to stand up for himself a little bit more, then that's wonderful, and then now I want you to also reflect on that man. And we all had that one man. Just from the start of the relationship to the end of the relationship, it was always something. And you always felt like you was fighting for the relationship. And he didn't put as much effort in as you did. So now you can say to yourself, you know what? Because I fought for this for so long and I'm tired, I no longer want it. I want a man who's going to fight as hard as I'm going to fight. See, that taught you something. And then also, too, there is a big possibility, because it does happen. There are men that they do like you, they may want you, but they don't know how to express themselves. Now, you can say it's totally up to you. Do I actually want to sit here and see if this man is actually going to put in the effort? Because there's a difference between somebody who actually wants to put the effort and try to change themselves and mold the person that they can become. Because sometimes this even happened too. You can be with a person, it was great, they had some areas that they need to focus on, but you couldn't be with them at their present moment. But then later on in life, you reconnected because now they was able to get that certain aspect in their life together. And guess what? There are men out there, ladies, that I have spoken to where they told me, I met my wife. I met my wife when I was maybe 16, 18, in my early 20s. And I knew she was my wife, but I knew at that time I wasn't mature enough for her, or I knew at that time I couldn't give her what she desired. So, and ladies, don't get your feelings hurt sometimes when a man cuts you loose, or, you see that, he's kind of maybe drifting away a little bit, or, you're feeling that something's not right. sometimes it's okay because I know he's not physically communicating with you what you want to hear, but sometimes within the body language, he is showing you, I do love you, but not right now. I can't give you what you want. And you know what, ladies? Don't force it, because if it was meant to be, it would happen. So fall back. Go do something else in your life. Do what you was doing, because I'm sure you was doing something, because women, we are the bomb queens. We are just that. We do. We keep it moving. Sometimes men, they take a little bit longer to bounce back, but we can be hurt and bruised and just keep it moving. We might be hurting inside. We might be crying inside, but we keep it moving. But it's okay, ladies. It's okay to reflect. You know what? I don't have time for you right now, because I know what I need and I know what I desire, and I require some of these things. So it's okay for you to even separate yourself, because 9 times out of 10, when you like, oh, if you don't want me, just let me go, they ain't gonna let you go. They gonna try as much as possible to hang on. So, but when you show them you're serious, then they will adjust, ladies. So this is all part of the process. We didn't know that before when we was younger, right? You're dating that guy and you're trying to go hard to the max, and you feel like every time you go hard, he resents you. But ladies, I just want to tell you right now, we're just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Lady K Enterprises are now licensed in the state of Pennsylvania and New York to help you with your insurance needs, from auto, homeowner, life insurance, and home security. For additional information, please text the word insurance to 844-446-5374. Again, for additional information, please text the word insurance to 844-446-5374.
Thank you, ladies, for tuning back in. And I'm going to pick back up of saying that when you are with a guy and you are putting in all the efforts and you realize he's not putting in, is because you are doing all the work. So he feels like, what do I need to do? So in that moment too, ladies, we learn we cannot want it more for the other person, because when we start wanting more for the other person, in the end result, we just end up hurting ourselves, and it's not pretty. We all been there. I even did it. I've been there and I've done that. So again, you just have to cherish those little moments that we learn in each relationships, because relationships are not easy. And I know sometimes we just feel like it's just better to be by myself. But then God even said it in the word, man shall not be alone. Somebody needs somebody. We need some type of companionship. So ladies, I know it is a trial, talking about the lessons learned, because you're like, Halima, I learned the lessons. How much more do I have to give just to meet that man? And listen, I get it. We're going to meet all those different Toms, Terry, Jaquan, Keith, just to name a few. However, when you do get to that certain point of your life where, because you have been through the experience, you heard the lies, you experienced the infidelity, you heard when they wasn't, doing what they're supposed to do, where they lacked the commitment, where it was just a one-way street, when they wasn't putting on an effort, everything that I mentioned, plus that more, you got into that point where you say, you know what, I know what I deserve. I am going to wait it out until God sends that one for me. And that's how we deal with it. And guess what? That doesn't mean that we can't go out there and date. But guess what? This is going to help us to determine who to cut off shorter. Because, like, for example, when this happened to me, I met a gentleman and it was sweet. We went on a date. It came correct. We had a great time. After that date, we chat a couple of times, and then I realized, I got less text messages, less calls. So, you never know, things can happen. So I text him, hey, how's everything? Everything's okay. Okay, cool. That moment right there, I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm not doing it, because I saw the signs. So it's either 1, you don't have interest no more. 2, it can be somebody else. 3, or you can have other issues. And let me tell you something right now, ladies. You are not obligated to take on that man's issue and put it on your shoulder. You're already at a standpoint where you're saying you got enough on your chest. You know, you rocking that S on your chest. We don't need that. You don't need to listen, I understand everyone is different. I understand everybody need love at a certain point. But here's another thing too. You don't have to keep being so empathetic and sympathetic to everyone where, oh, I hope, this person could come around because then we can pick up where we left off at. For what? Do you really truly want that? You just really got to ask yourself. Sometimes, yes, I do understand that things happen. People drift away. Life happens. But it's like, Dad, you can't endure life and endure me at the same time too. But that kind of also tell you too, the person's strength. And I understand. Again, everybody's circumstance is different. But I just want to tell you, sister, do not put that weight on your shoulder. That is not none of your business. Especially when it's brand new. Don't do it, ladies. Because again, that's another lesson learned. That's another lesson to be learned. Oh my gosh. Listen, continue to focus on what you're doing. Reflect, like I said, on the previous relationships. Look at the strength that you endured from those relationships. Look at the red flags that you see in that relationship and just apply it to now. Apply it to now. Because guess what? That right there, that's going to give you your discernment. That's going to let you know if he is serious or not. We don't have time. It is 2020. A lot of us are looking for our husbands, not boys trying to be men. No. We need you to be a man already. You feel me, ladies? So again, ladies, I hope you enjoyed this tonight. I hope you enjoyed this of the lessons learned, because I'm sure we can all think about our lesson learned, and then we can all take away something that we learn from each relationship, because again, it's going to set the tone of what we want in the future and set the tone of the man that is coming, that God have, is sending him. And we just got to be a little bit more patient. So ladies, have a wonderful night. Continue to follow me on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Lady K Chat. And you can find me on my website at www.ladyk, and K is spelled Kay, Enterprisesinc.com. You have a wonderful night.